I'm a 36-year-old guy, married for 9 years to my wife, Emily. We met young, built a life together, bought a house, adopted a dog, did everything right. Or at least, that's what I believed. Looking back, I missed signs that weren't even subtle. But before I get into that, let me say this. This isn't a story about catching a cheater. This is about the moment you realize someone you thought you knew is capable of things you never imagined. And it all started on a Thursday night. Part 1. The Call. It was 11:47 p.m. Emily wasn't home. She said she'd be late because of inventory night at work. She worked at a boutique, nothing crazy. But that night, my phone rang. Unknown number. I answered, expecting spam. But instead, a shaky male voice said, "Is this Emily's husband?" Instant punch in the chest. I didn't even reply. I just said, "What happened?" He sighed like he had been holding his breath. "You need to come to Northridge Motel, room 21. A motel, room number, my wife's name." My mind split in two. One half rational, one half already crashing into panic. I grabbed my keys and drove. Part 2. The parking lot. The motel was the kind of place you see in crime documentaries. Dim lights, buzzing signs, people who don't want to be seen. A man in a hoodie stood near room 21, pacing like he was debating running away. When he saw me, he waved me over fast. "You're the husband, right? Where's Emily?" He hesitated, opened his mouth, closed it, then said, "She's inside." "She's fine, physically." "But just go in. Physically." That word hit me wrong. I pushed open the door. Part 3. The scene I'll never forget. Room 21 smelled like cheap cleaner and something sour. Emily sat on the edge of the bed, fully dressed, shaking, mascara smeared, staring at one spot on the carpet like she was trying to disappear into it. And next to her was a guy maybe 20, terrified, pale as paper, like he'd just seen a ghost. Emily looked up. When her eyes met mine, she whispered, "I messed up, really bad. Not, 'I'm sorry.' Not, 'This isn't what you think.' Just that." And then the second guy, older, maybe 40, stumbled out of the bathroom, shirt half open. I felt my stomach twist, but not because of what I thought. He looked at me and said, "She didn't know. She really didn't know." "Didn't know what?" The younger guy swallowed hard. "We thought she was into it." "Into what?" I snapped. Emily broke down. "They lied to me. They set me up. And I thought it was just one guy. I didn't know he brought someone else." The older man raised both hands, defensive. "Nothing happened, man. We're the ones who stopped everything. She freaked out. We called you because she said she couldn't drive." Nothing happened. But the intention had been there, and my wife had walked into that motel room willingly. Part 4. The part that broke me. Emily kept repeating, "I messed up. I messed up. I messed up." But the thing that broke me wasn't the attempted affair. It wasn't the fact she met strangers from the internet. It was what she finally admitted on the drive home. This wasn't the first time I met someone. This is the first time it went wrong. My ears rang. My hands went numb on the steering wheel. I asked, "How many times?" She whispered, 3. Part 5. The aftermath. For days I barely slept. Every time Emily tried to talk, I saw that motel room in my head. She tried therapy. She apologized. She begged. She said she'd been seeking excitement. She said she felt invisible. She said she never thought it would actually go far. But every explanation felt like a knife wrapped in excuses. The thing about betrayal, it feels cold, not fiery, not dramatic, just numb, like reality is slightly tilted. Part 6. The twist I didn't expect. I decided to separate for a while, move out, clear my head, and that's when the younger guy from the motel reached out. Yeah, him. He sent me one message. "You should know, she wasn't the only married one there that night." Then another. "The older guy? He's your neighbor." My neighbor. 2 houses away. Barbecue, together neighbor. Borrowed my tools neighbor. "Man, you guys are such a perfect couple neighbor." I checked security footage from my house. I never expected to find anything, but I did. 2 weeks before the motel night, while I was at work, my neighbor's car was parked in my driveway for 46 minutes. Emily was home. Part 7. The confrontation. I didn't explode, didn't scream. I walked to my neighbor's house, knocked, and when he opened the door, I just said, "You have 10 seconds to be honest." He went pale, didn't deny anything, didn't even try. He said, "It was a mistake. I thought you two were open." Open? We weren't even open-minded enough to share fries. Part 8. The final straw. I went home and told Emily everything. She collapsed on the floor crying, saying she didn't know how to stop, didn't know why she did any of it. But here's the brutal truth. Some people don't cheat because they're unhappy. Some cheat because they like the attention. Some cheat because they're addicted to the thrill. Some cheat because the line between fantasy and stupidity blurs and they just keep going. But Emily, she cheated because she didn't think she'd ever get caught. And that was the moment I knew. We were done. Part 9. The divorce. It wasn't dramatic, just sad. Paperwork, signatures, silence. After everything, she looked at me and asked, "Do you hate me?" I told her the truth. "No, I hate who you became." Part 10. What I learned. This is the part Reddit loves. The lesson. Here it is. You can love someone deeply and still not know them at all. You can build a life with someone who's living another one behind your back. You can trust someone who trusts themselves too much. But the biggest lesson? If something feels off, it's not paranoia. It's your brain trying to save you. I ignored flags the size of billboards. Never again. Part 11. Advice to anyone reading. If your partner becomes distant, don't panic. Observe. If they suddenly need privacy, ask why. If they get defensive about their phone, that's not nothing. If they start chasing excitement, watch your back. If they go to a motel for any reason at all, yeah, you already know. Part 12. Healing. It's been 8 months. I moved out of that house, got new hobbies, started going to the gym, reconnected with old friends I'd neglected. Healing isn't linear. Some days I feel strong. Some days I feel like she ripped out a part of me I'll never get back. But every day I feel more like myself again. Part 13. The unexpected ending. 2 weeks ago I got a letter from Emily. It said, "I hope you're doing better. I'm in treatment now. I'm trying to understand what's wrong with me. I'm sorry for the pain I caused, but thank you for leaving when you did. It forced me to face everything I've avoided." And honestly, I felt relief. Not for her, for me, for finally closing the chapter. Part 14. The real conclusion. This story wasn't about catching a cheater. It was about realizing how quietly your life can fall apart and how loudly it can rebuild itself afterward. Yes, she betrayed me. Yes, it was messy. Yes, it broke me. But it also forced me to grow in ways I never expected. Part 15. Final words. If you're reading this and going through something similar, here's my final advice. You can survive the truth. You can't survive a lie you keep living in. Walk away if you need to. Heal. Rebuild. And remember, being betrayed says nothing about your worth, but leaving says everything about your strength.